Well, gee whiz, Poppy, sometimes you think your team's going to get up and give you a big win and they don't deliver, and then there's some repercussions for that. Craig Warman's been good enough to join us from the Southern Footy League. The great Southern Footy League game was on at Strathalbyn on the weekend. How'd you go, mate?
Well, great game. Great game,
Yeah,
but
for 3 quarters.
for three quarters.
Oh, okay, two points down.
Yeah,
2
every
points
game
down.
is 4 quarters, as I understand it. I mean, nothing's changed, has it?
No, nothing.
Since last week.
So you can be 2 points down at 3/4 time, but
Right, you blokes.
the scoreboard at the end
Yeah, that's what
determines at the last quarter.
Yeah,
what
you're
happened.
right. You're right. No, they're too good for us in the end. Overran us in the last quarter. Congratulations to them. They get to retain the Pillmore Cup for another year, but don't worry, we'll
Strike back.
plotting our venge already.
Take us through the day, because obviously it was a big build up to the day. Weather, I was interstate on the weekend. How'd it play here?
It was looked threatening, but a couple of light sprinkles during the junior game, so we had 15s and 17s and halves, but all during the A-grade game.
Crowd?
Beautiful.
Throughout the day?
Yeah, really good crowd.
Yeah, great.
Really good crowd that rolled in from both leagues. So, look.
But talking to
Really
some
good day.
people, though, they said it was a cracking game of footy right up till 3/4 time, and then towards the end of the game, they just ran over the top of you.
They did.
So we'll accept that. Now, best on ground, each team has a medalist.
Yeah,
the
for the Great Southern Footy League, it's known as the Kevin Curran Medal, named after their secretary, and Tyson Neal from Encounter Bay won that one. And for us, the Malcolm Martin Medal was won by Will Rivers from the Brighton Footy Club. So again, they're just a little bit too strong for us in that final quarter. But that all bodes well, because out of those two sides, we get to pick the Southern Districts team to take on the rest of the state in a couple of weeks' time in the country
and
championships.
some good talent. There was some good talent there.
Really good talent. You're talking Tyson Neal, who played for the Adelaide Crows, Matty Johncock from us, who plays for the Adelaide Crows, Nick Mott, Michael Shearer, 2-time male medalist out of our league, Jakey Stanfield from Wollonga. Really good team.
Now, I know you'd like to talk about it for the whole segment.
Yeah, no, it's done.
No, it's done. Next year now.
Year.
Don's a happy man, mate,
revenge.
and you are absolutely miserable. Local footy, of course, back on the weekend. Some big games coming up.
Yeah, we are. Christie's Beach will take on Aldinga. You'd probably tip Christie's in that one. Battle of the Wooden Spoon, Hackham and Marion.
Hang on. How can you be talking Wooden Spoon already? Is it that obvious?
Those two clubs are struggling.
Yeah.
Why
is that?
I
mean, the regions are...
It is, but...
you just have those
You
periods,
just have those periods where, like
Why
Sturt...
are Fremantle struggling?
Well, like Sturt, but a little while ago, mate, they were struggling, foot of the table, you know.
And I tried to tell them at the time, no Popplestone, no Sturt.
Well, that's...
And you were right, that's the scary part.
So one of those sides is going to come away with their first victory of the season. Good game at the Happy Valley. Happy Valley will take on Ranella, who was probably smarting after losing their last game to Morpeth Vale on the Sunday. Probably the match of the round is probably Morpeth Vale taking on Brighton. Brighton beat Flagstaff Hill to take over top position. Morpeth Vale, as we said, knocked off Ranella in their last game. So that'll be a classic down at Wheatshift Road. Noarlunga take on O'Sullivan's Beach. They'll probably win that at home. Cove and Port Noarlunga, probably Porties at home at the Snake Pit. So, and then the Tribe FM match of the day, we're down at the pasty at Morpheville Park. They take on top side Flagstaff Hill, and you'd probably tip Flagstaff Hill, but Morphe's are pretty hard to beat at home.
You know, this is a period of the season where it starts to get tough. You mentioned a couple of sides that are battling towards the bottom of the ladder, but in the main, we've missed a lot of the bad weather. Well, she's coming. Yeah. She's coming, and you get a period of, I reckon, about 4 to 6 weeks before springtime starts. Finals time, which is a completely different feeling. This is when clubs find it tough. This is when players find it tough.
This is the hard yards, isn't it?
It is. It really is, and this is when you've got to really dig.
And of course, back at our grounds, we still play in the mud and the slush and everything else and whatever.
It's funny,
not like these AFL people and.
Yeah, well, it's NFL.
It's NFL.
It's funny. You look back at old Vision now, and you see games that are played in the wet, and you think, oh my God, I forgot that used to happen. Well, it still happens. Just go down the country.
Richmond.
Yeah.
the pug hole at Theban,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
We had some really good grounds.
That used to be the best part of playing as a kid was you take a mark and slide in the mud, and at the
Nothing
end of the
better.
game, before you even ran off, you'd have a slide mum.
Yeah, then the mud used to dry up. You used to almost walk like a robot before you get into a hot shower.
Mate, I want to ask you about Kick for Pinery coming up at 2
No,
weeks.
you're good.
Yeah, look, as we know, early in the year we had the horrendous bushfires out north of Adelaide. That actually affected the Adelaide Plains. Really good mate of mine up there, the President, Brad Bush. It virtually devastated most of his football area. So they've organised a big dinner and guest speaker, Robert Dippy Domenico, is coming across to do it.
It'll be good fun.
Big
Yeah,
deal.
it'd be
He's
good.
good speaker.
3-course meal, $90 a ticket at the Two Worlds Footy Club. So if you get a chance, contact Sarah at Community Footy. There's a big silent auction on there as well. And just to kick it along, we in the Southern Football League, they've got a big appeal going. We've chipped in a couple of grand from the Southern Footy
Need
League.
to contact Sarah.
Sarah Newell at Community Footy.
All right, they can.
And it's on this Saturday night, the 18th.
Now there's a big prize though.
I believe there's a chance to win a Toyota Hilux.
Wow.
All right, now mate, before we let you go, there was a little wager that was bet on the Great Southern Footy League and the Southern Footy League. Can you just run us through that wager? Personal wager that you had with the president of the...
I think I've got to go and see the hairdresser.
You do. And quite frankly, it won't hurt. You just need it. Although your hair's looking nice today, I have to say. You just need something done. Maybe even a colour.
No, a little bit of blonde. A little bit of blonde. So maybe next week, I'm in the hands of the Great Southern President at the moment. He made the bet, so he can organise it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fair enough too, Craig. Thanks for coming in. Time to head to a break. Stay with us. Still plenty to come.